This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
It's because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
I think that's taking it to another level.
Yeah. Log on and join our live conversation.
He said this as we were coming on TV.
TBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Wednesday, June 5th.
It's what?
It's Wednesday, June 5th.
It's what?
It's my birthday today.
It's his birthday!
I was going to try to sneak out without getting in there, but we had to get it in there. I'm 41. I'm getting old. We can move on.
Looking good.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. And thank you, Erica. Yeah. All right, guys, we are live, and we're talking about what you're talking about, even though you probably weren't talking about that. We're going to be talking about what you're talking about. This is Erica and Brandon. I'm Jeff. Let's get to it, guys, because we have breaking news in the Jussie Smollett case. Minutes ago, we got our hands on the 911 call from the night Jussie claims he was attacked in Chicago. Fox Chicago reports the man on the phone is reportedly his manager. Let's take a listen.
I worked with an artist. I don't really want to say his name, but he went to Subway. He was walking by, and some guys, I don't know, they jumped him or something like that. And I just want to report it and make sure he's all right.
Okay, so we just checking the well-being. Okay, so.
Yeah, I'm waiting in the lobby. I'm going to go back up to the apartment.
Okay, so you're going back to the apartment, so you're just going to leave him there?
Yeah, I came down because I didn't realize the address. I didn't realize the address, and, you know, he was cool. He didn't want me to call you guys, but I felt like he needs to make a report. They put a noose around his neck.
Wow, you'll remember we brought you this story as it was breaking in January. Police initially investigated the attack as a hate crime. Jussie told them he was approached by two men early in the morning who shouted racist and homophobic slurs, poured a chemical on him, and tied a noose around his neck. Later, police reported Jussie staged the attack and charged him with filing a false police report. Those charges were later dropped.
Wow.
And it begins again.
This is more suspect than I thought it was going to be suspect. First of all, your manager calls 911 and goes back upstairs.
Doesn't it go outside?
Dude, your money is downstairs. Your money is still on the street. You just going to leave him there? Wow. And the idea, like the whole thing, well, if you got attacked, realistically, let me knock on wood. They put a noose around your neck. They threw some unknown chemical on you. Yep. You've been walking around with a noose, which, by the way, this noose, have you seen the rope? The rope looks like something that I wrap my Christmas presents with, okay? I don't even know who thought that this was a good optic for this. This is, like, completely ridiculous. But then you go back and tell your manager, and then you just stand in front of the building? Like, wouldn't you be on the phone like, oh, my gosh, my client just got attacked? But he told the whole story. He was in Subway. He was walking by some guys. That's not how 911 calls go.
Absolutely not. And like you said, someone threw a chemical on you. I'm thinking someone threw anthrax on me. I'm trying to be quarantined. I'm trying to go to get in the ambulance and go to the hospital. It's just, after hearing this, No. Let's say we didn't know that it was all a hoax, allegedly. I don't know if we still have to say allegedly.
I don't even know.
Let's say we didn't know it was a hoax. And you just heard this, okay, police say it was a hoax. Let's just say you heard this 911 call, but we didn't know. How would you feel about it after that 911 call?
I mean, first of all, he wasn't panicked. You know what I mean? He got the address wrong. Wouldn't the first thing you'd be like, oh my God, I'm at 2250 Michigan Avenue.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, I got the address wrong. The lady, the 911 lady goes, you're going back upstairs? She said it.
That's county operators for you.
Man.
I can see if he didn't want to go to county, because nobody want to go to county.
Man.
GSW is for real. I can understand why he drove himself to Northwestern, but okay, that's all I'm going to say about it.
That's all we got to say.
Listen, I'm fascinated with this story. I just want to get to the bottom of this. We still haven't heard from the brothers yet. I could talk about this all night, but I'm sure we'll be talking about it more tomorrow because more will be breaking.
You're going to have to wait for the Netflix special.
Oh, I hope not.
It's going to be.
I hope not. I need to get to the bottom of this. It's going to drive me crazy. All right. Tonight, Madonna is shedding light on her relationship with infamous movie producer Harvey Weinstein. She told the New York Times, quote, he crossed lines and boundaries and was incredibly sexually flirtatious and forward when we were working together. She says at the time, everyone let it happen because he was so powerful and successful. The two worked together in the early 90s on her documentary Madonna, Truth or Dare. Now that Harvey was fallen from power power after dozens of accusations of sexual assault. Madonna says, quote, "I wasn't cheering from the rafters because I'm never going to cheer for someone's demise, but it was good that someone who had been abusing his power for so many years has been called out and held accountable."
Yeah, it's about time, and she's a better person than me because I would have been cheering from the rafters, the sideline. I would have been right up in his face going, whoop, whoop, whoop. There, you know, it's about time you got justice, or is getting justice. But I want to take it back to that quote that she was saying, because a lot of people are like, why would you still work with the guy? Why would you still put yourself in that situation? And we have this quote here, the full thing. She says, "I was aware that he did the same to a lot of other women that I knew in the business, and we were all, Harvey gets to do that because he's got so much power and he's successful in his movies, and everybody wants to work with him, so you have to put up with it." But hashtag time's up. Ladies, you don't have to put up with that anymore.
Yeah, and that's what it was. That's exactly what it was, the abuse of power.
And people are kind of like criticizing her or saying some type of thing about the fact that she wasn't cheering for it. But I can understand, especially somebody who's been in the public for so long, people have cheered for her demise, and I can understand not wanting to put that type of energy out there. But some energy is so warranted, and it's so deserving that I think it's okay to be like, well, you get what you deserve.
Yeah.
Like Linda Fahrenstein. You get what you deserve.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, guys, Miley Cyrus is standing up for herself after she was groped by a fan. You can see it all play out in this video right here. Miley tweeted, "She can be wearing what she wants. She can be a virgin. She can be sleeping with 5 different people. She can be with her husband. She can be with her girlfriend. She can be naked. She can't be grabbed without her consent." She also tweeted out a screenshot of someone's comments like this one that reads, "You wanted to be sexy, you do, or what you got what you expect. What do you expect?" Sorry, in that vein. But there's always going to be haters. I don't want to focus on the hater comments because no matter what you write, no matter who you are, no matter how good you are, someone's always going to be hating on you. So I don't want to focus on that comment.
That's not a hater, to be honest about it. I think we should talk about it because that's not a hater, that's a self-loather. There are women who firmly believe that certain women deserve to be treated in a certain way, and that does not stop at sexual assault or violation. And I just want people to understand what's good for the goose is absolutely good for the gander. So don't go against your interests and your body and your faculties in order to prove a point about somebody else who you don't agree with how they express themselves. Because if you condone it for her, you're also condoning it for yourself, your kids, your grandkids, your nieces, all of them. So just be really, really clear when you say things like that. That makes it universal. It's not directed to one person.
Absolutely, Erica. I'm glad you say that because it was a woman who wrote that comment as well. If you go in there and you look at that, and
the bad comment,
and it's like, okay, my little sisters. I had 5 sisters. My sisters are growing up. They may wear a tank top or whatever. It's hot outside. We may go to the beach as a family. They're wearing a bikini or whatever. So are you telling me because they choose to wear something that makes them comfortable, they're going to deserve if they get raped or whatever? Knock on wood, pray that it never happens. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that is such an asinine comment for someone to say, and this is how we get stuck to where we are right now, how we can't be progressive with things.
But people say things like that all the time, and I think there's a contingency of women who want to be so like, well, I'm not like them, that they want to somehow make it clear that they're on the side of perpetrating men. Like, that's how that reads to me. You're on the side of perpetrating men, not women who are victims, because you don't see them as victims. And so I think that it's a self-loathing comment.
Yeah, and it's basically, the word I was coming up with was ignorant. You know what I mean? It's like Miley kind of put it out there in so many words of, you could do whatever you want. No one, you have no right touching a woman's body. I don't understand, like, everyone in this room, we always do these stories and everyone says, this always happens to me when I was working at a waitress. I've never grabbed a woman ever in my life, wherever she was. None of my friends have done this. I don't know where this comes from, but somehow everyone in this room has experienced this as a woman.
But see, that shows you how fake woke people are. It's okay to be like, a year ago I would have had a completely different opinion. It would have been an opinion that wasn't a popular one. Now my opinion has changed because I've evolved. When I was groped publicly, the worst one, because there's been so many times times. It was a public figure. He groped me during a charity event. There were cameras and all sorts of people around. Years later, this person ends up on the docket for me to interview him. And when I said to my boss, I don't feel comfortable interviewing him. I feel like he has violated me. And that's all I said. Then my boss came back and said, you need to interview him. Then I said, well, he grabbed me in my blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And my boss was like, so the interview is going to be 5 minutes. I don't see what the problem is. Wow. And that was like 6 years ago. So it's not as though everyone's fake woke. Like, we can say we've evolved. Evolve. It's cool. Just evolve.
Yes. Whew. All right. I'm glad everyone feels better. We got
some
that off the
heavy
chest.
hitters today.
Yeah,
huh?
we do, but now we're going to get away from them. An explosion, maybe not. During the filming of the new James Bond movie, left the set on total lockdown. Let's get up to Raquel Villanueva. She has news at the moment.
That's right, Jeff. An on-set mishap on the Bond 25 film left one crew member injured and destroyed part of the set. Reports say 3 explosions took place at Pinewood Studios in England. A tweet describing the accident says in part damage was caused to the exterior of the 007 stage and one crew member sustained minor injuries, but reports say part of the set fell on him and it was described as utter chaos. Now, this is the second setback for the Bond film. Star Daniel Craig is still recovering from surgery after he hurt his ankle during a stunt.
Look, an injury in the workplace, I turn into Ezel from Friday. My neck, my back, my neck and my back. Workers' comp for B. London. Workers' comp. See you next year.
That was a throwback. All right, we got to get this last story back. Pretty Woman is a beloved romantic comedy, but there's a lot you don't know about it. Julia Roberts is revealing some shocking details about the film. She says it was originally called 3000 and ended very differently, with her getting thrown out of a car and left in a dirty alley. That's a lot different. She says when the original idea for the movie fell through, Disney bought it and totally changed the concept. And in that interview, Julia sits down with Patricia Arquette. They both talk about how uncomfortable they are being in nude scenes. Let's watch.
But I do think about the mechanics, like how do you get on the set? How do you get off the set? Who's standing there? If I just had to be in a slip, I'd be covered in hives. I would just be so uncomfortable.
Now listen to what Patricia Arquette says about doing nude scenes and the threat she made to the crew.
We're going to roll. I'm going to take off my robe. If I turn around and I see you and I know you don't need to be on this set, I'm going to come punch you in the face.
Oh, well done.
Good response. There you go.
It does show how those simple little decisions could change a Pretty Woman, and the Pretty Woman could have been like Showgirls easily, just like that. But I will say that first idea was more accurate than what Pretty Woman ended up being.
Probably, but I'm glad it turned out the way it did. We'll be right back.
We're talking about that, the Pretty Woman 3000. Had she not done that role, or had she not been Pretty Woman, would she would have had that big of a career?
Like where she would have went, with her
it
career.
went 2 ways.
I don't know. Was that her first like blowout movie?
Yeah, and made her America's sweetheart at the time.
But didn't she do like Steel Magnolias? What was that one where she was a diabetic? You know what I'm talking about? Maybe it's not Steel Magnolias.
Fried green.
What is it? Oh, it was. Was that before or after Pretty Woman?
Probably.
It's a good question.
Anyone know?
Yeah, I don't
Anyone
know.
know?
But she wasn't a lead.
Yeah,
like
she
she wasn't a
wasn't the
star,
lead.
like the
Oh,
lead
okay.
star.
So this
Oh,
was
she
like
wasn't?
lead.
I thought she was like nominated.
For Steel Magnolias.
Yeah.
Anyone know?
Nobody knows. We need people. We need more people working on Access so they
I
can do
wonder
research.
if only there was a machine that we could go.
Yeah. So Steel Magnolia came out in '89. Pretty Woman came out in '90.
90.
Was Julia Roberts nominated for an Academy Award for Steel Magnolia? I like the people at home that are Googling this and we don't even know
While
the
we're
answer.
waiting, just to go back, Carrie Fisher said she wouldn't have played Princess Leia in Star Wars if she would have known she would have been so famous for it.
She
I'm just
wouldn't
going
have?
back, and I went back and just read iconic movie roles that
Why wouldn't she
sprung
have?
someone's career.
Well, I could see that because one, movie stars weren't making money the way that they
They are
make
now?
money now, and then for you to be like more famous than you are rich,
I would never want to be more famous than I am financially.
Absolutely.
No, definitely not. And she was nominated. She didn't win, did she?
No, I don't think so.
She was nominated for the Academy Award. We're just breaking.
There we go. Thank you
well
to
of
our one
knowledge
fact
today.
checker, Joel. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And then Robert Pattinson said that he hated Edward Cullen, the guy he played on Twilight. So he did the role, and now he's up for Batman.
Welcome back to DBL. It's What Up Wednesday, and we've got all the juicy gossip that everyone is talking about. So let's head on over to our What Up World map, where our first stop is NYC. That's where we find Priyanka Chopra, aka 1/3 of the Jonas Sisters. And it's been 6 months since she and Nick tied the knot. But the actress told InStyle magazine that she still gets a lot of for being 10 years older than Nick. I mean, I had no idea an age gap even existed. I mean, look at them. They both look like fountains of youth. I mean, here's what's up. If Nick were the older one, no one would give a hoot. So everyone should just leave these two incredibly sexy people alone. And Priyanka, I need your skincare routine because, well, I mean, you know why. And next, we're going to Beverly Hills, where Lisa Vanderpump is busy making some power moves. Word has it that the former Real Housewife is threatening to take her hit spin-off show, Vanderpump Rules, off Bravo and to a new network. Why? Because Lisa thinks that Bravo is doing her dirty by not filming her charity event. So Bravo, here is what's up. Lisa is known for making threats and causing drama with a capital D. But guess what? People love it. So Bravo, if you are smart, take it from a fellow Brit and keep the crazy lass around. And back to NYC for our last stop, where once again A-Rod and J-Lo are just rubbing it in our faces how they are couple goals. The former New York Yankee shared an old interview from way back in 1998 where he asked who his dream date would be. Any guesses?
J-Lo!
Of course it was Jennifer Lopez, because they're just disgustingly perfect. Well, here's what's up. This just proves the power of positive thinking really works. So let's give it a shot. I will go on a date with Zac Efron. I will go on a date with Zac Efron. I will go on a date with Zac Efron. Okay, maybe. Did it? Okay. Just keep praying for me, guys, all right? He's still single. That's been another edition of What Up Wednesday. We'll be right back.
Hey DBL Nation, I know, not the face you were expecting, right? Well, it's the face that I want, though. It's kind of freaking cool, okay? Welcome back to another episode of Beauty Blast, guys. I'm Jeray for this lay. Today, we're talking about LED mask. Dr. Dennis Gross actually has been hooking us up, and I really want to talk to you guys about this product because it is life-changing. Now, if you don't know about LED light therapy, today's your day, guys. These are amazing products that will help to make sure that you're actually smoothing, brightening, and actually resurfacing your skin at times too. Now, LED light therapy can be used with red, blue, green lights, but with this light mask, you have the option of red, blue, which kind of looks a little bit more pink blue to me, and a mix of red and blue. The red is going to help with anti-aging. This is going to help to make sure that any wrinkles or texture in the skin is being smoothed out and being plumped up as well. Now the blue, which looks a little blue pink to me, this guy is going to be helping with acne. If you suffer from acne, this is going to be the best for you. It's going to help to make sure that we're diminishing any bacteria and helping to make sure that you can prevent acne breakouts as well. Now the last one is a mixture. This is great for people who have adult acne or who maybe have suffered from acne scarring or who just have a little bit of everything going on. This is going to be the light that you want to be on. Now the best part about this, guys, the treatment is only for 3 minutes. It's auto shut off. You put it right over your face for about 3 minutes here and relax. It even comes with a little hair pull or a adjustment so that you can keep this on your head and kind of walk around and do whatever you need. Now personally, I like to lay back and enjoy this and you know, relax for my full 3 minutes. Make sure that I'm keeping it keeping my beauty time for me, guys. So guys, as you can tell, this mask is amazing. It's practically the future. You can have a...
Welcome back to DBL. Earlier today, I got together with my co-hosts, my girls, Sam Shocker and Tori Shulman, to talk about all the best moments in reality TV. It's time for Reality Roundup.
Oh yeah, feel it. You okay?
Yeah, I'm
All right. Things heat up on The Bachelorette when Hannah takes the guys to a fun game of rugby. Check out Luke's response when confronted by the other bachelors saying he took things too far.
You are aggressive. You're abnormally violent.
I've done absolutely nothing negative.
Your character has shown that you're unstable. You are a psychopath. That's who you are.
This is the definition of psychopath. That's the complete opposite of me.
I heard people in this very room going, he's a psychopath. He's a psychopath. Is he a psychopath?
When you have to convince people with a definition that you're not a psychopath, sometimes might mean you are. No.
Okay, he's not a psychopath, but he's definitely angry.
Yes, and he has explained that he didn't like his behavior shown on the show, and he has apologized since then because he doesn't like it, and it's not good.
Oh, he just needed a mirror.
Yeah,
Nice.
It helps.
All right, next on the Real Housewives of Potomac, the ladies head to New Orleans, and after a late night on the town, Candace confronts Ashley for drinking while trying to get pregnant. Check it out.
You don't believe it? I'm trying to get pregnant?
I feel like if you were really trying to get pregnant, would you be drinking this much? Do you want to have a baby? Do you want to be a mom? Or do you want to be a drinker? Which is fine. I'm always drinking. But I'm also not trying to have a baby. So, there's that.
No, Candace, honey, I'm sorry. My husband and I are now anti-Candace, and we used to kind of like her.
Oh, that's a
She's
big
a little
deal.
too judgy for somebody who's been living the high life and never had a job. You want to tell people how to actually get pregnant? You know, a lot of people get pregnant because they were drinking. Girls, bye.
That's a
You got a whole lot of judgment. A whole lot of judgment.
That's a really good point.
And she's now anti-Candace.
Wow, big deal, guys.
And her husband.
Anthony,
Yes.
too?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right.
Anthony
Let
thinks
me
she's very
swivel
judgy,
over.
too.
Oh, okay. And finally, Abby Lee Miller returns with a new cast of Dance Moms, and tensions are already high. Check out one of the mom's secret weapons to keeping cool.
This is what gets me through the competitions. It's not really sunscreen, it's a flask. It holds whatever we want in there. It's mommy drink. Oh, gosh. She's mortified.
You should be. You're drinking out of a sunscreen flask, for God's sakes. What are you thinking?
I know.
That's like someone putting the bracelet flask and being like, aren't I cool? No, you got a problem.
Yeah.
What's wrong with the bracelet?
I did buy the bracelet.
Did she sanitize that sunscreen flask? How many times on this show have we talked about how many chemicals are in sunscreen?
That is a great
I don't think
point.
she cares.
Avobenzone, she doesn't care. Just throw it down. This makes me worried. And you could tell the daughter was like, good Lord.
Embarrassed.
Very. And she should be. That's not good behavior.
Yeah, I think that's a problem.
Sunscreen flask is generally reserved for spring break in like Panama City or something, not necessarily your daughter's competition.
Right.
That you use a Starbucks cup for.
A Venti,
Show some dignity.
I think
The
a
big
Venti
one.
fits a whole bottle of wine.
No.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Maybe it's the Trenty?
It might be the Trenty.
Oh,
Okay.
there you
All
go.
right, well, this has been Reality Roundup.
Promotional consideration is brought to you.
Hey guys, welcome to Double Jump. I'm Steph Jones, and today I'm going to be reviewing Elton John's Rocket Man. Yeah, I saw it last night. It was absolutely incredible. The costumes, the sets actually blew my mind. The story was very different to what I was expecting. Obviously, we've known Elton John for decades as the ultimate kind of original rock star, and he really played that role very well, but it gave me an insight into his life that I never imagined possible. The sex, the drugs, the alcoholism, the kind of self-torture of his life, it actually was quite depressing, and also it was kind of portrayed in a whole musical format. I wasn't expecting that. If you remember the Bohemian Rhapsody biopic of Queen, where it showed Freddie Mercury's life and then him performing on stage as the music element, this was a completely different vibe. So Elton's songs were used to express different times of his life and emotions, and it was really quite heartfelt, and I was surprised at how damaged if I can say that, how damaged he was as an artist and how his upbringing was. One thing I thought that was really interesting was a couple of the people from work I went to see the film with said they thought his upbringing was really sad, but to me, it just seemed very British. So there we go. I would say definitely go see it in the cinema if you're an Elton John fan. If you're not massively into musicals, Redbox, but I definitely think it's worth a watch. It was awesome, and yeah, come back next time for more DBL Jump. Ragged Man, Elton John, super great costumes, singing.
Welcome back to DBL. We have a new video just in that you need to see. It's a big deal. Watch.
Take a look at this. This is Knockers. He's enormous. The guy got a phone call. Now people are mad.
We're in Arvada, Colorado. Did I say that?
We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great weekend. No, Monday.
You're sleeping.
Big Jeff gets tired. Segment's done. Oh, there you are.
Ooh, I feel like Bieber at a concert.
Hey. Achoo. How many times do I need to say, are they crazy? You said it like 10 more times. Are they crazy? Well, the crazy is if we hear your crazy opinion. There you go. Thank you guys so much. It means a lot to me. I had a very special day, so thank you to everyone here. I love you guys, and thank you for all the well wishes. We'll see you guys tomorrow.